and on occasion the interstate itself. It's our top story here now. Hello again, everybody. Thanks for being with us.
Got it over here.
Let's head over to the news desk. Robin Simmons has some information on how this started, where it started, and what the deal is. Robin?
Obviously, guys, we're going to stay with these live pictures as 7 Skyforce HD continues following this van. This all started in Pembroke Pines. Broward Sheriff's deputies believing whoever is driving this vehicle was involved in a burglary, started pursuing this vehicle southbound on I-95. You can see this is now in the city of Miami. The driver just got off at 195. We're going to go now to Ralph up in the chopper to tell us from his vantage point. Ralph.
You're looking at a vehicle that is going southbound here on a side street just south of the expressway, turning in the area of the arena, actually off of 11th Street here, now going westbound, being pursued by a single vehicle, actually 2 police cars now from the city of Miami. A pursuit that started very, very slow speed up in the area in Broward County. BSO was responding to a call of a breaking and entering of a car in the parking lot of a Home Depot up there. When they responded there, this vehicle took off. They ran the tag as they were following it southbound. It came back as a signal 10, which we believe to be a stolen vehicle. Now the driver of that vehicle leading police through the streets here of Miami now. It's come all the way down here. At one point, the Dade County police officers were involved with this pursuit, and at that time, they were advised to stop pursuing the vehicle. That the Broward Sheriff's Office was going to go ahead and cancel this, but other agencies got involved as the vehicle continued southbound, got off at 135th Street and was in the area of 135th Street and Northwest 7th Avenue for some time, got back on the highway and then continued southbound as it continues now to go around these buildings here. I'm going to give you a location here. We're about right in front of the police department, the City of Miami Police Department here, now going by the parking garage for the police department. A little difficult to track the vehicle there, but you can see now he's crossed lanes and he's now in oncoming traffic going through underneath I-95 in the wrong direction of travel, we believe there. And he's gone over and now on the west side going over one of the bridges here. That's going to be the Flagler Street Bridge, we believe, westbound. Westbound now, followed by, again, by City of Miami police cars. The subject, the driver there wanted by the police department for an alleged breaking and entering, breaking into a vehicle up in Broward County now, all the way down here in the City of Miami. We're coming up, I can see out my window here, due west of us is the Marlins Stadium as it goes westbound, so that would be around the area of 17th Avenue, continuing now to elude this police officer that is pursuing it. Let me just pull the camera back out here. You can see there's a lot of traffic here. A lot of rush hour traffic is going to go through this intersection. He's got a red light there. You see the pickup truck there just barely getting out of the way as the police continue. City of Miami, I believe that's a City of Miami police officer there. I haven't gone in that tight on that vehicle, but he is being pursued by the police. You can see lights blaring there from the police officer's vehicle as this vehicle continues to go through intersection after intersection, now turning southbound, Joe. We're going southbound here. This is right in the area of 12th Avenue, Northwest 12th Avenue here, and there's a pedestrian there. Look at that, zipping around, almost tagged there. The vehicle is hit by another vehicle and is now going the wrong way again, westbound here. This would be
way on that street. And Rick, this is near downtown Miami. I'm going to guess that they may be in the Brickell section of Miami, but I cannot tell you that for a fact. As Rick Folbaum mentioned, this car was going southbound from Broward County on I-95. It got off on 112 and was going through the different sections of the city of Miami. And right now it is going the wrong way during a very busy part of the day. And look and see the cars right there. It crashed right there head on. It crashed into that vehicle, and now the driver is getting out of the vehicle and running on foot. Again, folks, this is taking place in the...
Up here, we've got a police officer coming around where the person is. Officer with his gun drawn there, looking around the back of the house there. Looks like they're going to take somebody into custody here. He's going around the back of a house. We're trying to negotiate. He's jumped over a wall now, still eluding police. He's on the roof of the house, falls back down one step, Now he decides to sit down, jumps off the roof of the house, and is continuing now in this neighborhood. Let me bring the camera back out just a tiny bit here. And we're not exactly sure where he went, but he is in this area here. Other police officers responding. You can see we have people on foot here. There's a police officer there in the middle of the street watching this area. We hear that they're setting up a perimeter in this area, looking very, very closely now to see if the police officer is with a weapon drawn there, trying to make a determination. And now we have the aviation unit from the county responding out here. We'll bring the camera back out here and regroup just for a second here. All right, there's the police officer right there. There's the house. There's the backyard. This person is now on foot, eluding police officers at this time. Our address is going to be Northwest 17th Avenue, and we're going to give you an approximation on the street right around the area of Flagler Street. Police officers combing the neighborhood now. We saw a collision here occur on the highway head-on, right on the street. There you can see the flashing lights of that van that struck a vehicle oncoming as it went into oncoming traffic here. This all occurring during rush hour here in the city of Miami, a chase that started up in Broward County. There's a shot of the chopper going through the screen there as police officers on foot now are putting up a perimeter around this area. They're telling officers to stay back and set up a perimeter that will not allow the subject to get out of this area. They're calling for canine right now. We're hearing that they're asking for all available units with dogs to respond to this area to try to locate the subject. I'm going to pitch it back to you and see if we can tune anything in on our scanner as we watch the pictures along with you.
All right, Ralph, thanks for that very thorough and those great pictures, that reporting. Terrific job by you. Again, if you're just joining us, this started in Broward County. A person in that car suspected of a burglary, breaking and entering a car in a Home Depot somewhere in Broward. Chase started BSO. The pursuit started in Broward County. They ran the tag, saw that van that you see with the flashing lights there came back as a stolen tag, ended up through the streets of Miami PD on its tail, and this is the end result, a head-on crash in the area. We're not sure, maybe Southwest 8th Street and 17th Avenue, yeah. According to Ralph. The guy in the car ditched, but you can see a heavy police presence, and we're not sure the other car head-on collision. Hopefully the people or person in that car is okay.
The driver clearly ran out of options here. If you saw it, there were times where the driver had been on the interstate at one point, got off, oddly enough, was zipping around the area of the FBI building and police headquarters, City of Miami Police headquarters downtown, and then made that turn along 17th Avenue. And this time of day, we are talking about cars or streets that are populated with pedestrians and traffic, and by golly, he wound up running smack dab into one of them. Again, as you said, we don't know the condition of the person in that other vehicle yet, but at that point, the vehicle was disabled. He had no choice but to get out and try to make a run for it on foot, having in mind that you've got multiple police officers and several agencies hot on his tail.
Big time. We saw him when he ran off. He jumped a fence. He ended up on a rooftop. And now, according to the scanners, he's on a rooftop, possibly in a backyard somewhere. And this is the area of First Street, Northwest First Street, and 16th Avenue. And again, as Ralph said, they've asked any units in the area with dogs to head on out there and try to track this person down. But this is a very dense area. Sure. Lots of apartment buildings there, lots of rooftops, lots of, residents in that area. Hopefully he didn't, maybe see an unlocked door go in and is holed up inside somebody's. Oh, there's when it happened. Right there. That's
the tape. That's not live. We're going to re-rack it for you, rewind it for you. Pardon me, here on the air. This was okay. You want to go back to that? You want to stick with live? Either way. Well, we'll get back to it in a second. That moment where he's in the area of 17th and I guess 8th Street, and there's really nowhere to go. There's traffic. He's heading in the wrong direction, and unless you've got a precision vehicle, you're not going to get around it. You're just going to end up doing what happened there, which was collide with it.
Well, at that point, he was being followed by that one Miami police car. And when he went the wrong way, down the one way, the Miami Police Department, the other vehicle, just stayed back because he, obviously said, probably thought to himself, this is going to be dangerous. Let me get back up or whatnot. And that's when we saw that head-on collision crash. But perimeter set up, heavy police presence, dogs on the scene, police dogs. So what we're hearing again is that the suspect is on a rooftop possibly. But if he's out there with this kind of police force out there. I don't think he's going to stay out there too long. Yeah.
Ralph had mentioned at one point, because the origin of this call was somewhere in, I believe, Pembroke Pines. Local agencies here involved at this point. I thought, and I could be mistaken because it was not a clear shot, but I believe Ralph had mentioned that BSO is told to discontinue and let the municipalities, whether the county or the city, pick it up from there. I thought I saw a BSO vehicle, but I could be mistaken. Again, it was hard to get a fix on, because now you can see multiple vehicles who converged on that scene there.
Of course, it's a little bit after 6 now. It's going to start to get a little bit dark soon, so hopefully that won't interfere with police, getting their man. And the good news, I mean, so far, last time we saw the wide shot of the accident, we didn't see any ambulances, rescue vehicles, or anything like that. So hopefully the other person involved in that other car wasn't injured. Let's hope.
Just a little bit, Joe, there.
Yeah, by golly, we hope that's the case. Then the point's well taken. It is, as we head into sunset in the next few minutes here after the 6 o'clock hour. However, the authorities have the manpower and, more importantly, the canine units to wait this guy out. So he may not have much of a respite, because before too long, whether it's the sheer fact that there are so many officers or the canines out there, he'll run out of time.
Hopefully they'll get him soon. We have an opportunity to speak with Miami police official Sergeant Freddie Cruz. He's on the phone for us right now. Sergeant, we're hearing all sorts of stuff. Clear it up for us. What went down and what's going on now?
Well, good afternoon to you and everybody. Right now, it's still a puzzle that we're trying to put together. We're getting information. This started in Broward. As you can see from the cam, we have several different departments out there looking for this guy. We don't know what the nature of this is. We do know that once we have an individual that's obviously been involved in several accidents, as you can see, and he bails out into a residential neighborhood, we don't know if this guy's armed, if he's wanted for something. I mean, the community's at danger. So first thing we do is set up a perimeter, as you see here.
Freddie, let's ask you, if we can ask you to hang on 1 second. I think we got to get back. You may want to stay tuned and watch what we have here as well.
It looks like perhaps they've narrowed down where this guy may be, and looks like they're trying to fish him out of wherever that may be. They've got a certain area in a certain apartment complex there surrounded. I see a couple of officers.
We got him.
Oh, there he is. Ralph, what can you see through your viewfinder? Because you're closer.
Out. There's your subject right there, Belkis
and
Craig, being taken into custody. Canine officers responding very, very quickly here. You can see now they are walking him down. They've got him down on the ground underneath an apartment complex overhang there. Canine officers responding from the county and from the city deployed almost right after we signed off a few moments ago. It took them less than 5 minutes to locate a scent and a trail. It took them to the center portion of where we were focused earlier, maybe 2 or 3 buildings to the east, but you can just barely make out there the white socks of somebody there in shorts and socks being instructed by police to stay down on the ground. The police believe they have their suspect in custody.
And Ralph, he was in a crawl space, did I hear you say?
That's it. That's all I can do. JC, that's all I can do.
Ralph, you're still hot, Ralph. If you can hear us, Ralph, did I hear you say that he was in a crawl space?
They're asking me to make a brighter picture
all right,
up here.
Ralph can't hear us at this point.
Let's people in the control room.
I don't know if we still have Sergeant Cruz with us, because I had a question for him if he's still there, and I realize that he, like we, is getting this information in real time, so maybe not yet. Fred, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Thanks so much. Real quick, do you have any sense of the condition of the person in that vehicle that this guy's vehicle plowed into? Do we know the nature of any injuries at this point?
I do not. I know that our fire rescue units are there on the scene, and they will be treating everyone that was injured on the scene.
All right. Is that the guy there? It's hard to see. We were talking about it getting darker. It's getting dark now, and it's really hard to see if this is an area and they're surrounding the guy. It looks like they are, right? He's sort of on the ground. He's got no shirt. Yeah, there's the suspect that they were looking for. No shirt, no shoes. Looks like he's only wearing socks. And I believe in Ralph's other picture, I did see dogs. So it looks like maybe one or possibly more dogs ended up sniffing him out.
If you can hear me,
Ralph,
we can hear you, Ralph. Go ahead.
Craig, if you can hear me, we're looking at the subject. He has shed his shirt and his pants and his shoes, and is now in the custody of the police department here, and you can see both the county and city police officers here. We are several blocks to the south of where the collision occurred about 15 or maybe 15 minutes ago, a head-on collision from a police chase that stopped or started up in Broward County and ended up all the way down here in the city of Miami. As police officers followed this vehicle from several jurisdictions. The driver of the vehicle wanted for what is believed to have been a B&E, a breaking and entering of a vehicle in the parking lot of a Home Depot up in Broward County. Broward County police officers followed that vehicle southbound all the way down here towards the city of Miami. At one point, they were told to go back to their own jurisdiction. They passed the information along, description of the vehicle and the driver and what he was wanted for. Other agencies became involved a short time later. City of Miami police officers spotted the vehicle. It had gone all the way down to I-95 and 135th Street where it exited. Led police on a brief chase on the side streets, got back on the I, continued southbound on I-95, ended up actually at one point exiting and going right by the City of Miami Police Department several times, blowing through traffic lights, just missing a pedestrian at one point, crossing the roadway, and then ended up going the wrong way on one of the major going home routes there off of Flagler Street, between Flagler and Southwest 8th Street, into oncoming traffic, and at one point struck another vehicle head-on. We have no information as to the condition of the driver of the other vehicle. We saw this driver here bail out. Police gave an immediate description and followed them as he fled through the little residential neighborhoods in this area, ended up on the roof of an apartment for a short period of time, thought better of it, and ducked down and started to hide in the neighborhood in between buildings and apartments there. They deployed canine officers from several agencies. We saw them a short time ago take the subject into custody after at least one of those dogs picked up a scent and led police officers to them. They approached him with guns drawn. He had at that time already removed his shirt and his pants and his shoes, and was fleeing, maybe trying to elude the dogs with to get rid of the scent of his clothing. But anyway, they have him in custody here. We'll get some more information and get it back to you as soon as possible. That's our story here in Skyforce. I'm Ralph Raven reporting live.
All right, Ralph, thank you very much for that hustle as always. The pictures and the information. Police have someone in custody at this hour. Also might add a word of thanks to Sergeant Freddie Cruz from the Miami Police Department providing his information over the phone with us for a few minutes there.
They can run, but they can never hide.
Not
Keep
for
it
long.
here. The rest of the day's news after we take a quick break.
We begin tonight with another cross-county chase on the streets of South Florida. A suspect driving dangerously, crashing his car and refusing to stop.
Finally, his luck would run out, taking a big chance on a one-way road. Look at this, and crashing head-on into another car. He quickly bails out. You see here, he takes off running with police hot on his tail. The scene, Southwest 16th Avenue and 1st Street in Miami. That's where we find Local 10 News reporter Janine Stanwood with our top story.
Lori Calvin, we are told that that van was stolen, and when you see more video of it maneuvering on our side streets and highways, eventually coming to a crashing stop here at this intersection, it will be hard to believe that no one was seriously hurt. The ride was wild, erratic, as police chase a suspected burglar in a stolen blue van across 2 counties before he crashes head-on with another car and takes off on foot. It all started at this Home Depot on 441 and Pembroke Road. David Goupel says the man in the van broke into his parked pickup truck.
I looked in and found out that all my tools were gone.
So was the suspect. He apparently takes off with the tools and BSO deputies follow. He then speeds down 95 onto the 195, exiting into side streets. At one point, making a left, going the wrong way on Northwest 12th Avenue, narrowly missing a pedestrian, hitting a car, speeding off the wrong way again, before finally crashing head-on with another car at Southwest 1st Street and 16th Avenue, but unbelievably getting out of the van and running.
I was a little scared when I saw that. I saw like 100 cops back and forth.
Heavily armed police tell neighbors to stay inside as he jumps from rooftop to rooftop.
They told me get in the house, like 10 of them when they had their vest on.
In seconds, neighbors say they see him run around the corner and then right into this open gate. Soon, police jump the gate to get him.
He was trying to hide in the garbage.
But canines would sniff him out near a dumpster. Home video shows cops dragging him out, shirtless, and finally still.
It's a tragedy, you know, for $1,000 worth of tools, $1,500 worth of tools. You know, they have to go high-speed chase and, you know, almost killing people.
Tonight, that suspect has not yet been identified. Boy, he faces a slew of charges. Miami-Dade police say they will likely charge him with fleeing and eluding, leaving the scene of a crash with injuries. He likely faces charges in Broward County as well. We are in Miami tonight. I'm Janine Stanwood, Local 10 News.